Welcome to Friday Night Fights from Central New York, where we're kicking off a big boxing weekend. The Hall of Fame inducts 12 new members in Canastota, including Oscar De La Hoya. And in New York City tomorrow night, Miguel Cotto and Sergio Martinez face off in the world's most famous arena. Tonight, we start it with our main event at 154 pounds between Mexican veteran Norberto Gonzalez and Cuban Olympic silver medalist Udell Johnson. We are live and we welcome you into Friday Night Fights, as always, brought to you by Corona Extra. 3 live fights tonight, including our main event, as Udell the Surprise Johnson takes on Norberto the Demon Gonzalez, 2 fighters that are trying to separate themselves in the junior middleweight division and start to make some noise. Somebody will have a chance to do that with a victory here tonight. It is Hall of Fame induction weekend right down the road. Look at all the celebs here tonight. Mike Tyson, Zab Judah, one of the biggest fight fans we know. Oscar-nominated actress Rosie Perez is in the house. Andre Ward is here. We'll be speaking to a lot of these guys coming up later on, and the man being inducted this weekend, the golden boy himself, Oscar De La Hoya, will join me and Teddy Atlas ringside coming up later here on Friday Night Fights. For now, we jump right into some action, and we start in the middleweight division. Here is Evgeny Khytrov out of the Ukraine, 25 years old, a perfect 4-0 record, including 4 knockouts. He just started fighting in December. He's known as the Ukrainian Lion. Sounds scary. And there is Chris Chэтman. He has 16 professional fights. He's 12-3-1 with 5 knockouts. A nice military background. He was with the U.S. Navy as a personal training coordinator from 2004 to 2008. But both his father and grandfather boxed in the U.S. Navy. Teddy Atlas, I know you got a very good look recently at the Ukrainian Evgeny Hitrov.
Yeah, he's training actually one of the Dr. Atlas Compton Kids gyms that my foundation runs, the one in Brooklyn actually. And he's actually training with Gary Stark Sr., who trains some of the fighters in my gyms, and also trains a terrific kid, Marcus Brown, who we hope is a future world champion, undefeated light heavyweight, also was an Olympian, like Khytrov.
So what did you see from him? What's the scouting report? What do we expect tonight?
He's going to blow out Chapman.
Succinct and to the point.
Boxer, center the ring.
Oh, he's physically strong. Good body puncher.
Okay, gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. Expect a clean bout out of both of you. Touch goes now. Go back to your corner. We'll get going.
And I can tell you one thing, that after 503 amateur fights, if you don't know how to fight, you should be doing something else. And that's what Khytrov has, 503 amateur fights. He won the world championships in the amateur boxing world in 2011.
Bell.
And in 2012, he was an Olympic represented for Ukraine. Chapman has his hands full, which is nothing new for Chapman. Chapman has lost 2 of his last 4. Last time that Chapman stepped up, it was a big step up 3 fights ago with undefeated, top-rated Jermell Charlo. He was knocked out in 3 rounds. Stepping up.
Whoa, Chapman with a left hand stuns Khytrov, who backed up quickly and nearly went down.
You got a southpaw in Chapman. And you got a southpaw that's throwing big shots.
Big, long, looping shots as well, and one of them connected.
Break! Step back.
It seems like Chapman's going to be able to do any damage. It'll come early in the fight. He's fresh, he's hungry, he's aggressive. It's paying off now.
I'll tell you one thing, Chapman, boy, oh boy, oh boy, he's used to being in tough. Nothing new for him. His people are really throwing him in. In his 5th fight, they put him in with U.S. Olympian, now world champion Demetrius Andre. 3 fights ago, as I said, put him in with 24-0, undefeated, top-rated contender, Jermell Charlo. Well, if you didn't know better, you might think that his managers didn't like him.
Well, they're giving him a chance. That's all you want. a chance to see your name on the marquee. And Chapman, with a win here tonight, would certainly get some attention in the middleweight division. First appearance on national television here on ESPN for both these fighters.
Khytrov came in. He knows what's at stake here. Television debut, came in, lightest of his career. Wonders if he worked too hard.
Imagine being in the squared circle right now with all these big boxing names looking at you. Look out there and you see Oscar De La Hoya and Mike Tyson, George Foreman I hear is in the house. Talk about nerves.
But right now, Khytrov looking like those nerves have controlled him. I'm sure his people are hoping that this round serves as the round that he can shake those nerves. He's not using the jab, he's allowing Chapman to control the tempo, to step in and out. No jab coming at all from Khytrov, and not the body work that I saw him do in the gym that I was talking about before. And he's fighting a guy in Chapman who's a lot more experienced in the pros, and Chapman knows how to move that head, knows how to survive a little bit. The body would be a good place for Khytrov to aim some of those shots.
Make sure you log on to our Friday Night Fights Facebook page and score this round. Well, with other fans from around the country, we'll show you the scores later here tonight. So a good opening round one, especially for Chris Chapman. Still to come tonight, it is our main event of the evening. Roberto Gonzalez taking on Udell Johnson. Teddy, what are you expecting later tonight?
Well, I like to guarantee things when I can, and I guarantee that for the main event, you're going to be you're going to see an interesting fight and an entertaining fight. But what I do guarantee, take it to the bank, is that both fighters in our main event, one will have a happy birthday and one will not, because they both turned 33 years of age today. And I can also tell you that they're probably not going to be blowing any candles out in the cake. Not today. They're going to have to wait till tomorrow. But I can also guarantee you what the wish is going to be when they blow those candles out. They're both going to wish that they win tonight, and this is able to catapult them into a bigger fight. And I can tell you that with both of those guys, that they're going to be looking to cash in off of this fight. And they're going to be looking at 33 years of age, understanding that the clock is ticking, and that Gonzalez hopes to get over the hump where, Todd, he hasn't been able to win at this level so far in his career. And that Johnson wants to prove that he has that pedigree of the national Cuban team and the silver medal that he won at the 2004 Olympics. He wants to prove that that's not a mirage, that it means something, that he can still have a chance to be a champion, a top guy. And I'm sure that he hopes there's no trick candles on that cake.
What are the odds that two professional fighters who share a birthday will be fighting each other on their birthday? I highly doubt that has ever happened in the history of boxing, although I do not know for certain. What I do know is Chapman, again, coming out looking pretty strong here against Khytrov, the highly regarded Ukrainian who had 503 amateur fights, went 480-23, and was the 2012 Ukrainian champion. Says his idol is Mike Tyson, and that was a dream of his to meet him tonight and to fight on his card. Now Khytrov beginning to land some shots of his own. Not going to the body, that one square on the chin, and Chapman backed him up.
I was the first to say that I thought Khytrov would blow out Chapman. I'll be the first to say I'm wrong so far. And also, Khytrov not looking impressive. Not using the jab. Now he's doing a little stepping back, creating some holes, creating some opportunities to counterpunch. Looking to show that strength that I saw in him. The strength that I would expect him to use as a bigger man. Khytrov turned pro 165. His lightest has been 163 till tonight. As I said earlier, it came in 160, lightest of his career, while Chapman has been as low as 149, Todd. And most of his fights are junior middleweight. So the bigger man, supposedly the stronger man, Khytrov,
Chapman carrying a lot of muscle in this fight.
And again, you see a lot of head movements from Khytrov, but too many head movements sometimes. Instead of punching off of one move. You make one move.
Whoa, no. No knockdown.
Be a slip right here.
More of a
Get up,
push
give me your
shove
glove.
throwdown.
Don't wrestle with him. Come on, don't throw him. Let's go.
Khytrov is 4 years younger than Chapman.
Oh, nice straight right hand from Khytrov.
See, if I'm in the corner, Khytrov, I'm telling him, you got to go to the body. I don't understand why he's not going to the body.
ESPN Friday Night Fights is presented by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach. And a part by Burger King. Right now, try the new extra long barbecue cheeseburger, part of the 2 for $5 menu. Only at Burger King. Be your way. Restrictions apply. The Boxing Hall of Fame, about 15 miles down the road from the Turning Stone Resort and Casino. Some of the most famous boxing fists of all time on display and will live there forever. As we get set here for round 3 between Ievgen Hitrov, and he's looking pretty good right now, taking on Krys Chэтmman. Round 1, very impressive for Chapman. It appears like the Ukrainian has begun to figure him out a little bit, Ted.
Yeah, well, now this round is starting to use his jab. Why his jab and why the body punching has been missing for the first 2 rounds with this young prospect, Khytrov, I don't understand. Because you want to use the jab to control an experienced guy like Chapman. You know, stabilize him on the outside. There's no jab coming. What does Chapman do? He walks right in. And then he steps out when he wants. But if you jab it, and you see it in spots here, like Chytrov's doing, you stabilize that man. You control him. You set him up. You keep him from pot-shotting you. And Chapman's been doing a pretty good job of pot-shotting.
Break!
Chapman's starting to do a bad job now.
No.
Forward,
He
reaching
didn't
in.
throw you that time. All right?
For the second
I
time,
know.
Chapman goes
Let's go,
down
box.
because of perhaps a push/slip.
No, I had something to that. Bad technique. Leaning in, getting off balance, being out of position. And that's where Khytrov hasn't shown that 500-3 amateur experience and haven't been to the Olympics. Do some counterpunch. You get a guy reaching in like that, counter him.
Here's Chapman quite frequently is off balance, stumbling around in there. Never seems to have his feet completely underneath him.
I think if Khytrov goes to the body here, he's going to wind up knocking out Chapman.
There's a left hand, 2 of them in fact from Khytrov. As Chapman's punches now seem to lack that zip that they once had. Double jab from Khytrov, and then a 1-2. Chapman needs to get off those ropes.
See that little push there? That was a well-planned push by
Night! Krys Chэтmman! Holy smokes!
5, 6, 7.
Not good night yet. But he is stumbling.
It is good night. What a shot from Khytrov. You can tell he wanted the knockout. He wanted to impress his idol Mike Tyson, who's in the crowd, and even Iron Mike could appreciate what he saw there.
Yeah, what I said early on, Khytrov would go right through Chapman. Even though the results were what I predicted, I'm going to say I was wrong. I'm going to say Chapman gave him a little trouble those first 2 rounds, more than I might have thought, and more importantly, more than Khytrov might have thought. But then finally, Khytrov started getting his rhythm together a little bit, shook some of those nerves that I talked about, started using the jab a little bit, and then put a nice left hook on the chin of Chapman.
Let's watch that money shot here from Khytrov. Holy cow, right there. 1 punch, and Chapman.
Yeah, but boom, Todd, look at the right hand. That's the setup punch. A lot of people aren't going to talk about that. The right hand moves his eyes, and then the left hook moves his chin, his head, and his body. See, it's the right hand. Everyone's going to look at the left hook, the money punch. That scores the knockout. But you're going to see the right hand, the throwaway punch, the setup punch. That's the one that distracts Chapman, and that's the one that ultimately allows the left hook to land that cleanly. Take a look here. Now everyone loves the big punch, but watch the right hand first. Sets up that left hook to the chin. Again, right hand down low, throwaway punch. Makes his eyes go down, and the left hook goes up. Watch, eyes go down, left hook goes up, and Chapman collapses to the floor.
It sapped every ounce of energy out of Chris Chapman's body. The left hand from Khytrov, who is now 5-0 with 5 knockouts. Let's send it now up into the ring, and Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the event center at Turning Stone Resort and Casino in Verona, New York, your referee in charge, Dick Picozzi, stops this bout at 2 minutes, 18 seconds of the third round. Your winner by TKO, still undefeated, Evgen, the Ukraine Lion, Khytrov.
It wasn't as easy as perhaps he wanted it to be, but in the end, an impressive knockout from the Ukrainian Lion. There it is one more time, the left hand, that's your winner. Coming up next, we'll get you ready for Miguel Cotto and Sergio Martinez.